Okay, I don't have a picture though, okay? There we go, I got that too. All right, got it. Man, this is hard technology.
I got Laura all curly this morning, Laura.
Yes, I have a couple weddings to do today, so.
Okay, Laura, before we start, can you do a minute of silence for Cal?
Of course we can. Yeah, we're at 10 o'clock now. So if you want to call, do you want to do it before we call to order?
Yeah.
Okay, if everybody wants to take a minute then.
Everybody can take a minute of silence for Cal Patterson, please. Okay. I think that's a minute on my clock. Just quickly before we start, that they are having a service forum, or are they doing anything, or?
We do have a memorial book and a photo here at Town Hall for anybody to come in and sign the book. That will be given to his family at a later date, but it's got a lot of signatures and pages filled out already, which is really nice. And then also the family's asked if people are looking to make a donation to make it towards the new arena library, I believe is what I've been told. So we have a fundraising person here that can help if anyone wants to look to make a donation in his memory.
Okay, thank you. I can't pull the agenda up, so I'm gonna have to rely on you for the agenda, okay?
No, that's okay. I can go through it with you if you're ready.
Yep, okay, let's start the meeting. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Fred.
Let's just do this.
10 o'clock, 10:01.
Yep. So if anybody has any disclosure of pecuniary interest, they can declare it now or let us know at that time. I don't see any Fred, so we'll carry on from there to the adoptions of the last minutes. I know.
Does anybody? Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, I know you guys weren't there the last meeting. Hopefully you got a chance to read it over. So if anybody has any corrections or edits or something we missed, then now's the time.
Yeah.
Looks like we're good.
Can I have a motion to adopt the minutes?
Yes, please. Mark will move it. And
Michelle second.
Michelle will second. Perfect. So Mark and Michelle.
Okay, all in favor?
Okay.
You can see everybody, right, Laura?
I can see everybody on my screen. Yes.
Okay, so you can do make sure everybody's voted, okay? I can only see your lovely face.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I've,
Right.
I've made sure everybody's voted there. I'm just going to save this for now. I'll go back. We have no deputations or presentations. Unfinished business. We still obviously have the town hall elevator. We don't have a status update yet on that grant program, but Bonnie Lynn will let me know as soon as she hears back. Those are pretty big projects, so usually it takes a little bit of time. Subcommittee reports, so we'll shoot that over to Councillor Kinney because he did give us a nice update last meeting, Fred, and we all kind of gave some edits and suggestions. So I don't know, I've attached what Mark gave me back, and if he wants to lead the discussion on this one, I'll pass it over.
Okay, Mark, go on, buddy.
Thanks, Fred, and thanks, Laura. And Al, chirp in, please, if I missed something. My understanding, just going from top to bottom, that we're looking at both our logos being town and the AAC logo. Laura was good enough to give that to myself, and I just copy paste at the top of the document. Wasn't that difficult. I didn't even turn it into headers, which we probably should be doing somewhere along the way, but just to get it moving and stuff like that. If memory serves me correctly, Al, we are looking at changing the abbreviations that we initially put in for AAC to read the full length across.
Yeah, that's
So I put those in as best as I could see, but I'm going to ask the committee to review the papers, obviously. I'm not fallible. Even my wife tells me that. And as a result of that, I could have missed one. So please go through there because we want to have a consistent document. I know that on our first application page, we are looking at, instead of just having a blank space, giving individuals lines to put their name on, their business on. There was also a, oops, I'm gonna reboot this in 60 minutes. There we go. There was a thought process, and a good thought process, that an individual, although we put down business number, they may not have one because they're a provincial entity or they're another. That does not require, because of our bylaws, does not require a business license. However, they do invite people in. So we kind of put a caveat in there where if it's applicable, you know, so if you've got one, please put it in because it helps us out. If you don't, well, that's still okay. You can still apply. Moving on to the other forms. I'm just going to see if I can pull them up here. There we go. Okay, I think that was all the information. Oh, silly me. I did put the title that we chose on each of our documents, which was flag access. That's what was bounced around. And of course, we're in the format stage of developing these documents and the program. So nothing that you see is anywhere close to ironclad. It's all changeable, you know, movement and stuff like that. What else did I want to update? Oh, yes. I forget who it was. It might have been, I can't remember who. Anyway, with the Q&As, actually we changed it to a Q&A. The initial format was a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 3, which in my mind made sense, but this makes a heck of a lot more sense. That, okay, here's the question, and there was a comment to have it, the question bolded, so that's what I did, and I just tabbed in the answer so that it kind of jigs. This question goes to that answer, and so on and so forth, like that. What else did I add in here? Oh, and there was a comment here that we had all through the paragraphs initially had the town and the accessibility advisory committee, but there was one paragraph that we just had the town in. So I put the accessibility in there now, so everything mirrors down, that it's uniformed as far as town and our committee. Criteria. I updated, there was a question to put something in the inside one. I've got that one in. I also, there was a thought process of giving more outside the box ideas a chance to get points. So I developed a bonus criteria, and that's where I put in the reaching stick, accessibility products for sale, that kind of stuff. That was the thought process. And Al and Laura, did I miss anything besides the factor that we were going to do a hyperlink on all the AODA references and all the other online references, besides asking people to go to the town website? But my thoughts were, yeah, I could do hyperlinks, but I was going to flip it over to one of our IT people to do it properly so that it falls within how the town would like it done. So that hasn't been done yet, but it's planned to be doing. The other one that was mentioned by Vic, and I haven't got it in there yet because my thought process was I initially thought it might fit in the Q&As, but I don't think it's going to get the impact that I believe you are looking for, Vic. So I'm still in the process of developing a document. It would be kind of more of an intro document on your thought process, Vix, of from a business point of view, why is it important? The dollars and cents. All the other ones, hi Jan, all the other reasons beyond that, that a business might get hooked into wanting to do it. So kind of like, this is our opportunity to sell the product, besides all the advertisement we're going to do. So I told Laura that I hadn't had a chance to do it. I sent these off to her. She needed these for a certain time period so that it could get posted so that the public could see it. So I'm still working on the document, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait until we have the meeting, get more feedback on all the documents. And then in the next round, have that intro document so that we can all look at it and say, okay, it's kind of meeting what we're after, but we got to do this, this, and this, and this to it. In that light, Laura, Al, did I miss anything?
I don't think so. I think I'm just scanning through the sheets now, and I think you've kind of incorporated a lot of our discussion from the last meeting. So unless anybody else has had some time to marinate more the last month or like thought of some new information, they can let Mark know now for his next draft version, or if everybody's good with that, I'll open it up.
Just another note, Fred, and to the committee. I don't see this document really taking form probably for another 2 meetings. So there will be a lot of time to get a initial program going. And I emphasize to the committee, everything changes. So there's no reason why we can't get the best product as we can now, throw it out. And there was a comment, and I don't know why I'm picking on Vic now. I don't know why, but I am. I think it came from you about doing a test run with somebody. And I think that's a brilliant idea. Get that feedback and then get that program into the mainstream and start getting feedback. And maybe year, 2 years, look at the feedback, take that feedback through the committee and redevelop and add to it and improve it. Because you don't get it right the first time, all the time. So it's always the improvement along the way. Thank you, Fred.
One I want to ask you, Mark, and this is probably more directed at Laura. Are we going to have in-person meetings pretty soon, Laura?
It still has not been discussed, like it's still not approved for back and in person yet. So I really don't have a time frame. We thought by now we'd be there, but with the numbers going up and then potentially whatever's going to happen with school being back in and flu season, there's not been a discussion to lead towards that yet.
The reason why I was asking was because when we do have an in-person meeting, it'd be nice to get what Mark's talking about in the hard copy.
Yes.
So,
yep. And by all
yeah.
means, I can print out a bunch of things too. If anyone wants to, I can mail them out to anybody, or if anyone wants to pick them up. I know it's harder to look at it on a screen. I agree.
If you could print it out, I'll pick it up next week, because
Sure.
for me, it's easier to follow Mark with a hard copy than it is trying to on a screen.
Yep. No problem.
Otherwise, that's great, Mark. Mark?
Mark,
Yeah,
whenever,
yeah, no, thank you. I think Al wants to talk and then I'll chirp in.
no, whenever
Whenever
it's safe, Mark, I would like to meet face to face with you and Kevin regarding this whole document, because I'm like Fred, I have trouble with this digital stuff. And I would like to be able to go over all of this with you. You've done the 99% of the work on this, and I'd like to get a little more updated. So when you have an opportunity and you feel it's safe, I'd like to meet with you and Kevin face to face.
No, I like the idea, Al. I think we should strive to try and do it possibly before our next meeting.
Yes.
That way we've got some meat and potatoes. I think through Laura, if you could throw her a couple dates, like 3 dates, I'll see what I can do from that end, and we'll do the same thing with Kevin, and we'll try and get everybody together. It may mean that because of Kevin's work schedule, it may not happen with him, but at least 2 out of 3 is not bad. So let's start the ball rolling, and if you can send some dates to Laura, that would be perfect, and then we can coordinate.
Very good. I will do that.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Just a side note, if anybody needs a hard copy of what Mark's talking about printed out, just contact Laura. Like I said, I have a hard time with digital. I'd rather have something on a piece of paper in front of me. So
Printing it out now.
let Laura know. You can print it out for me, Laura. I'd appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions for Mark?
I think that's it for now. And then pending your subcommittee meeting, we'll bring another round back to us next month. Awesome.
Okay, what's next? Sorry, your agenda didn't come through. Sorry.
No,
I
that's
don't
okay.
have it.
That's okay. So I'll.
So that's what I mean about digital. See, sometimes it comes through and sometimes it doesn't.
It's hard, I know. I tried to send it in a PDF too, so it makes it, but sometimes it just gets blocked out by the server, or I don't know what happens.
Okay, so what's next on the
But we'll
agenda, Laura?
we'll jump into new business. We do have an item from Jen. I know we've been waiting, or we've been asking, I guess. We were interested about the diversity advisory board. I believe that she went to was it a conference or a seminar or something you went to? I'll let Jen take this one over. This is the one she wanted to give us an update on.
Okay, Jen,
Yeah.
you're up.
Okay, thanks. I won't spend too much time on it, but I remember I brought it up, a few meetings ago now, and there was some interest in kind of hearing how it went. So I was chairing a meeting for our teachers in the union that are self-identifying as having a disability. And so what the board does that I was working on is kind of look towards, and I jotted down some stuff so I don't talk forever, what kind of barriers that members are facing. And there was 4 different kind of subgroups: people with disabilities, people of color, First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and LGBTQ. And being a Catholic school board, there's definitely a lot of barriers that some of those people have faced. And so what we do is we make recommendations to the provincial executive, changes within our handbook, within wording, potentially bargaining issues that have to go along with accessibility and accommodations and things like that. So we had a member series, and there was about 60 participants that came. So it was kind of outside my comfort zone of sharing something quite so big, but anyways, it went really well. And kind of the main themes that came out of it were people were kind of afraid to speak up about their disabilities and searching for accommodations or asking for accommodations, worried about, if they'd be seen as maybe not competent in their job because of that accommodation that they may be seeking. Some of them didn't even know they could ask for accommodations, and they didn't know who to contact. There was a lot of inconsistencies across Ontario as far as accommodations that were given to teachers. There's a very big push for getting kids every accommodation they need, but it's not the same for teachers who need something. For example, someone who required a support dog was denied, but students who require one is more accepted. And a big concern about privacy.
Jen?
Yep.
Just so I can tell you, emotional support dogs are being denied everywhere now. They're being denied on cruise ships, airplanes. Most malls are denying them because people are taking advantage of the emotional support dogs.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not
So
sure
just-
what her,
No.
I'm not sure if it was for, I know it wasn't for seeing, but I feel like she led us to believe it was for epilepsy. So it was medical more so than emotional,
But if she's got epilepsy, what she should be doing, sorry to interrupt.
That's
is,
okay.
Going
No problem.
going to Lions Foundation. And they offer a dog for that specific thing.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, I
a
think
se-
she
it's
had-
a seizure dog.
I think she had a dog, but they weren't going to let her bring it in.
If
And a
she's
lot of
got a
people,
seizure dog under law, that has to be allowed. Just the emotional support animals can't be allowed. And you have to remember one other thing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is
No, that's
important. Is a lot of people you can buy these harnesses online now, phony
Oh, yeah.
harnesses with phone ID. So, people that want to leave their pet at home are taking advantage of it.
oh yeah, when I used to work at the front desk at Blue Mountain, people would say all their dogs were support dogs, and you can't ask for proof. So we had to just take their word for
Sorry
it.
to interrupt, but just so you know, emotional support dogs are being denied pretty well everywhere. Okay,
Yeah,
continue. Sorry.
that's unfortunate, really.
Oh, I froze.
One of the big things was privacy. So a lot of people, didn't want to repeat their diagnosis or their accommodations that they've asked for every single time they get a new principal or something. They felt like it should just be kind of passed on. And the fewer people, really need to know basis, because sometimes, other staff members can be, not so nice about things. And so how it kind of maybe ties into what we're talking about here within our committee is that some people will stand up and speak up, and then there's many who are afraid to. They're afraid to lose their job or be discriminated against. Afraid they won't get a promotion. A lot of them were mentioned that, and they don't want to per se rock the boat, and possibly have their competence questioned. So I feel it's important we have these groups to seek input from those who may be afraid to speak up. So thinking about something we might think about for the future is that, we talked, I think the last meeting I was able to come to, about putting something on the Facebook, did you know kind of section. Did you know our town offers this? Or did you know we have that kind of a little article sponsored by our group and our committee. And so my term is done with the diversity board. It's normally a 2-year term. I was able to do 3, and but I was selected for the human rights committee at the provincial level.
Good idea.
So that will kind of go along well with that. So I'm looking forward to staying at the provincial level and hopefully continue some advocacy and such for persons with disabilities. Because we're getting really good at the kids part of it. The teacher part of it kind of falls behind a little bit.
Michelle's got something.
That's all I wanted.
Jen,
Yeah.
I think that Facebook, did you know, from our group, I think that'd be awesome.
Yes, we did discuss that a couple meetings
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up, Jen, because I did run it by our social media, our communications officer, sorry, and he's prepared to go whenever we're ready. I don't know, I can't remember if someone was going to take the lead on that and start to put together the types of information we want to give out, but he's ready to film and come on location
good.
or do whatever videos when we're ready. So I don't know if someone wants.
Laura, I could do that with you if you wanted.
I would love to see somebody step up and take charge of it. I have a little bit going on right now on my plate that I can't dedicate too much time to that right now. But I was hoping if someone could take the lead, I can facilitate Mike showing up and coming in to film these. But maybe if we can have a liaison on the committee that can take charge and think about the type of videos we want to put out there, and maybe bring back next meeting the different options. Like we want to do one about, did you know we have accessible playgrounds and where they are? Did you know we have this? And Mark, do you want to add into that?
My thing said yes, I'll take the lead.
Oh,
Mark, I'll go on with you, okay?
okay.
Yeah.
So if you
No,
guys
no,
want to,
that's great. And I think if Jen wouldn't mind, not necessarily having to be involved in the committee, but feedback or
Yes.
give us some insights, your
Based on
thoughts,
her thing there, yeah, that'd be great.
on what you saw. That might be a stepping stone. And I think we can just go from committee to committee member and start picking their brains on
Mhm.
where we could go. Cause I don't see an end to this.
Mhm.
And Mike will do it up great. It's just getting the initial one going and then, molding into what type of a message we want to give out to the community.
Well, if we're able to come up with, somewhat of a list, I'm happy to do a little write up and then pictures or video to go along with it.
Why don't you do that, Jen?
Yeah, the good thing with these is if we do videos, we can set them on a timer to cycle through social media every couple weeks or so. So they're always on a loop. Every now and then they'll pop up on the town page going like, oh, hey, it's the accessibility here committee again with a message of, did you know? And then, which is great. We can just keep them going.
Yeah, I've done a few
Okay.
articles for the Catholic Teacher magazine, so I'm happy to do a write-up of whatever you choose might be featured. I'm into report cards the next couple weeks, but after that,
I think,
I
yeah, a mix between write-ups and videos would be great.
yeah,
So
it
Mark,
can, if someone doesn't want to watch the video because of data
Yep.
restrictions, they can read the little write-up.
For sure.
so Mark, you're gonna have your schedule and I do. And so does Jen. So why don't you let me know when you're available, okay, Mark?
No, that sounds good. Fred, we'll, well, like I say, we'll hammer some dates out and get the ideas flowing. And then with Jen's help, work on a couple and the committee's input as far as our first kick at the cat, our second one, that kind of stuff, how it rolls out. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a brilliant idea. It's a great way to get solid information in the community. And it's one great way to up the level of knowledge about the committee to the public.
And also the town of Wasaga Beach is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Disabled people have got a lot of money to spend. And they'll spend it in places where it's accessible and it's accessible. And I think that's where a lot of cities and towns are losing out is they're not making their towns accessible like we are. And like I said, people with disabilities, they got a lot of, cash that they can spend. They just got to know where to spend it. And I think we can direct them in our direction. That's just my feeling. Okay, Laura, what's next? Thank you, Jen. You did a great report.
Thanks so much, Jen. Okay, let me scroll back up here. So next, an item for me to discuss. So it's the town's new COVID-19 vaccination policy. So I'm not sure if everybody had a chance to read through it, but we've recently passed the policy that states that anybody, volunteers, committee members, staff, council, anybody that represents the town in a capacity is required to adhere to the policy. So we are a voluntary vaccination policy. So while the town, I think, takes a stance of a recommendation that everybody do their best against the COVID-19 virus, you're not required to have the vaccination. But if you do have it, we ask that you provide us the proof of vaccination. You do not have to. If you don't, you will be treated as an unvaccinated employee or committee member. Just means you have to adhere to the stricter guidelines in terms of mask wearing, distance, and all that stuff. If you don't choose to provide it or are not vaccinated. And Mark, you want to touch on that as well?
Thanks, Laura. Yeah, I mean, I took a hard look at our policy, and really what I see in it is an attempt by the town to at least make it as safe as they can for everyone that walks in.
Yes.
Without trying to be
Intrusive.
hardline. Yeah, intrusive, hardline. They're trying to accommodate as many thought processes, as many health regulations that are feasible. I think it's a good start. It's a very good start, without trying to make employees or volunteers do something they don't want to do. I think most individuals want to be safe. And if in your thought process, vaccination isn't there, then hey, we're still going to welcome you, but we want you to be safe. And we want your fellow workers to be safe. So wear a mask,
Mhm.
you know, do this, do that, like we're all going to do. I still walk through, heaven's sakes, town hall with a mask on. Why? I'm double vaccinated, but I respect other people and I want to make sure that they're safe. So, and I think that's the key of this policy, making sure people are safe. And those are my thoughts. Fred, Laura?
Yep, nope, that's exactly.
Laura?
Thanks for saying it a little better than me there, Mark. But basically what will come of that, if you haven't read it, please do. And then when you're able to, either email me a copy of your vaccination report or let me know in an email if you're choosing not to provide it. Even if you have it, you can choose not to provide it. Or if you want to disclose, it's up to you, but I just
Laura?
have to check everybody off the list.
Yeah, Laura, I got 2 thoughts on that.
Okay.
Number one, I'll show you mine when I come in. Number
I'll
two,
bring it over now.
I'll show it to you. If people aren't comfortable trying to use a cell phone, which I am,
Mhm.
you can download the hard copy of your vaccination.
Yes.
And then you can take it to Staples, and for $3, they'll shrink it down to credit card size and laminate it. And you know, we've been in restaurants and everything, and it's worked great because you're not fiddling with your phone,
Mhm.
and you're not fiddling with a huge piece of paper. It's just almost the size of a little credit card.
Yep.
And huh?
I've done that to mine. I've laminated mine. I have it on the phone and in my wallet for a quick grab, but
Here, I'll show it to you quick.
Al
It's
has-
it's
Al has-
$3.
yes, yeah,
And,
it's a good price over there to do it.
I think,
When I pick up my hard copy of that from Mark, I'll show you mine.
Nope.
But this is what it looks like here.
Mhm.
Yeah, a little
That's-
wallet size one.
Little
That's great.
wallet, and it's great. And we have to, just to piggyback on what Mark said, we have to keep our people, our community safe. And I think the only way we're going to get out of this is just to be kind to everybody. When I go in the stores, because I'm on oxygen, people tell me, you know, the store, you don't have to wear a mask. And I said, yeah, I do. It hurts me to breathe, but I have to be considerate of you people. If I'm sick or if I have it and I don't know I have it, what right do I have to make you sick? Because I'm being selfish. I know I could start a big debate on that, but that's how I feel. I think we have to be considerate of everybody else. And that's my thought on it.
Do you have to take a picture of this and send it to
Al
Laura?
and John both have some questions here, so we'll start with
Yeah.
Al. Or
Sorry, Laura, my phone was ringing there
Oh.
when you were talking before. So I had to answer it. Did you say send the proof to you by email?
yes, if you're able to, if you can't do it over email, you can come in and just I can take a photocopy of it. If you
Yeah,
can't,
okay, but it's to you, it's not to somebody else.
it's oh sorry, you're right. You can send it to me if you'd like to. It does say in the policy to send it to the manager of human resources. Good catch, John. Sorry. You don't have to disclose that information to me. Some people have because I'm just a quick grab reference, but it is your private health information. It should go to HR, but if you'd like me to do it, I will be that person, but that's up to you. But yes, it should go to HR. It says in there in that policy, the email address, but I can give that to you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Al.
Yes, I believe that UPS will do it for $2 here at the beach.
Oh, okay.
Laminate it. And also, yes, I took mine into HR. It was very, very simple.
Perfect.
Just a quick glance at it and we're recorded. So,
Good for you, Al.
I just realized it's all gonna probably change in another week or two. Provincial comes out with whatever they're doing.
Yeah, their QR codes or whatever their scannable stuff they're looking at. So I'm sure things will change a bunch, but I'll let you know if there are changes.
What I'm reading from the provincial guideline, Laura, is even though they're doing their QR next week, if you have the provincial, like what we just showed you, that will be accepted as well.
Oh,
Because they're
okay.
saying some people don't have access to cell phones, some people aren't really good on cell phones, so they'll accept both either way, is what I'm reading on the new guideline. from Ontario.
Jen, did you have something? Were you guys?
I was just gonna say, I did email mine in. So hopefully she or he or whoever it was I sent it to got it. I just didn't hear a reply back, so.
Oh, okay. Usually they will. I know they're probably getting hundreds. of
Garage
emails,
and send
so
that.
We'll go with her.
they'll follow up.
But
So if you don't see that I've sent it in, Laura, let me know and I can.
I'll let them know to keep an eye out or to let me know if they've received some emails. if you-
Yeah, I did say I was part of this
Yeah.
committee because they'd probably be like, who the heck is this person?
Oh, okay, yeah, I know they're getting a lot in, so they did, the people that I forwarded on, they have written back like, thank you received, so they might just not, but I'll double check for you, Jen.
Okay,
hey,
thank
Laura,
you.
Michelle and I'll be on Tuesday or Wednesday to show you ours. Okay.
Sure, yeah, no problem, yep.
Okay, so what's next, Laura?
Mark, over to you for a counselor update.
Fred, it's me again, and I apologize for the noise because our garbage is being picked up. Okay, I wrote down like Jen, so I don't forget something. So an update, we did the, and Al was there, Twin Pad Library groundbreaking. I thought that was extremely well done, and I'm thrilled that finally we're digging a foundation and we're getting that going. And as you drive out of town going to Elmvale, take a boo and see how they're doing. I was invited to, and it was nice to see the Chamber of Commerce Awards. Not the actual online one. They actually gave the awards out of all places on the beach in Beach Area 3. And I note that I went there because I'm also part of the youth advisory, the youth committee. And our youth center got a diversity and inclusion award from the chamber. And talking to Brian, who received that, I found out the week before they got a $500 donation from the local Canada Trust. So I thought that was great for our youth center. Just recently, we looked at a new fire truck and approved the purchase of a new platform fire truck, 110 to replace our 65 one, which was 25 years old. And I understand from our chief, Mike, that once a fire vehicle gets to 65 years, gets to 25 years old, the Underwriters Association won't to keep that as a viable fire truck. And so ours is at 25, so it was needed to be replaced. And what that does is the fire underwriters rate all the municipalities in Ontario for fire safety, and they give that to the insurance policies. So if our service is lacking or something, it could impact home insurance. So that was something I didn't realize. The other thing I didn't realize was, although we're going to 110, and yes, we're going to have buildings that we're probably going to be utilizing it on, especially down in the beach area 1 and out to the west. However, they also use the platform truck to go over top of buildings. So for example, it could go to the Canadian Tire, go over that where the fire is, pinpoint the fire, and extinguish it much more efficiently.
Oh,
What else do I have on here? Nope, I think that was it. Yep, that's it, Fred.
Mark, the only
Thank you.
comment I gotta make on this, I'm sorry, I haven't had too many meetings, so I gotta make this. I want to congratulate the town, and I might have said it earlier, I just can't remember, on the rainbow crossing they did by the thing. I want to congratulate the town because it makes a lot of kids that are transgender, bisexual, or homosexual, it makes them know that the town, we're including them in our community, and they've got nothing to hide from. And I know it was vandalized once, but I want to just congratulate the town and the councillors and the mayor for doing that, because that's a big, bold step forward. So that's just my opinion, and I just want to thank the town.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm still on good. No, and Fred, we appreciate that, but the actual thanks and kudos should be going to the staff and primarily the youth coordinator who's working out of the Recplex. There are people there. And that's what I say time and time again, Fred. Yeah, our staff make us look good. They come up with brilliant ideas, and it's not hard to say yes to a brilliant idea. So no, that's where the kudos should be. But from a town perspective, I thank you.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm so hard on that. And I'm sorry for talking so much. It's close to our community, close to our heart. Michelle's brother became a girl, and we welcomed her. We went to Montreal for her surgery, support her. She had to stay with somebody for 4 weeks after she stayed with us. But our own family disowned her for being transgender. And I couldn't believe that in this day and age, that amount of, what word can I use, hatred towards people that are transgender or gay, and that still existed. I thought we were welcoming them into our community. And she passed away of a heart attack, and we had to fight with the family to bury her with her mother, because they felt that because she was transgender, she was not allowed to be buried. Well, we finally did bury her with services and all that. But when I see this kind of stuff, it warms my heart, because I know we're including other people in the community. And that's just why I feel so strong on that. Thank you, Mark.
Mark, I have
Yes,
a
Rick.
question. I have a question for Mark. Mark, I don't know if it still applies, but I heard that if you, for example, build a 6-story condo, you got to have a fire truck that can handle a 6-story condo. Is that still true, or is that fallen by the wayside?
There we go. Now I can talk. Yeah, I was initially under that thought process, but talking to Danny from our building, and actually Mike also, that would, if there was that, still that kind of thought process, it would really stall development and the ability to, what's it called? Anyway, instead of growing out, you grow up. So no, that's not a requirement for that, because generally in at least, I'm going to say central and southern Ontario, I can't speak for northern Ontario, but because of all the mutual aid plans that the fire departments have, you know, for example, if we went last year and we only had the 65-foot ladder truck, Collingwood has a 95 that they would bring over. You know, Barrie would rush up theirs. Aurelia would rush them down. I mean, heaven's sakes, I saw it firsthand in 2007 when we had that fire in Playland Park. We had 7 different municipalities send fire vehicles there. And it was amazing how they all worked together. So quick answer to your question, Vic, no.
Mark, do some quick math. 110 feet, how many stories is 6 stories? How many feet is 6 stories?
Oh,
I think
okay.
there's 4 feet in a story, or I can't remember.
No, in a story, and somebody ring me wrong, because I'm going to put the number of argument's sake, 12 feet, because you've got to have all the construction. So you're looking at 72, maybe 80 feet.
So a 110-foot truck would easily do it.
Oh, yeah. No, it we had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to see the actual vehicle, and heaven's sakes, it's beautiful. And just talking to the guys and the gals that are going to be working on it, they know their stuff. and they're all, you know, it was like Christmas time. I can remember one individual jumped into it, went to Mike, can we get it now? Can we get it? So, I mean, they're happy about it because it increases their ability to make the community safe.
Thank you, Mark. And Vic, thank you for that comment. It made me think. I like a lot of input you give, Vic, because it makes me think of things you're saying. So I really appreciate you on the committee, Vic. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Okay, Laura, you're up.
All right, so thank you, Mark, for update, and Fred, we will go to committee member update now. So I don't know if you want to start with anyone in particular or just.
What's on the agenda?
Why don't we start with Vic? He's in my top left corner, so why don't we start up there and I'll work around the screen.
Ooh, me? Me?
Yes,
Mike,
yeah,
yeah, you.
yes, you. Go ahead, Vic.
I do have something, but I'll save it for another time.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, Vic.
It's not serious, but I think it's worth bringing up.
Well, what is it, Vic? Now you got my curiosity.
Okay, I was on voting day, I went to vote at the fire station, and apparently they changed it to the arena. So I had to drive with my scooter from the fire station up to the arena.
Mhm.
And there's spots
Wow.
along the way that, like for a scooter to run, there's especially, I say, one or two really bad spots where a bike can get through, but not a scooter. So I had to go onto the grass, and it was all, you know, I could have got stuck, or I could have tipped over. Like, I guess they weren't thinking, they said, okay, maybe a bike can get through because it's two wheels and very thin, but when you try to do it with a scooter, I say there was about 3 or 4 spots there that need looking at. But again, it's not the biggest concern, but I said it's worth bringing up.
Still one, and I know
Laura, is
not an answer I like to always say, but I know that River Road West there, I believe they've been doing it in sections. I know it's on the like master plan review. I think Kevin had touched on it further extending all the way down River Road West. I can follow up with him for sure, but I believe it is something they want to put in there at that part too. They just are doing it in so many sections so that River Road West isn't closed forever. We all know how long it was a couple of years, or was it last year, 2 years? So yeah, I think it comes in, and plus it's quite a big infrastructure update for the town. So I think it comes in those waves of master plan. I think it's on there. I will touch base with Kevin, but still a valid concern because I see those people that are operating scooters go by the fire hall all the time. And I'm always like, whoa, that's very close to the road. So.
Laura, can I ask you a quick question? When Elections Canada.
Yep.
Or Elections Ontario, when they get their election areas set up in the beach here, do they let the town know, or they just arbitrarily pick places?
They reach out to the locations they want. So they reached out to the arena and they reached out to the fire hall, but they don't let the town, like council, know. They'll reach out to locations and then look for just some space to rent. But I know they had a big hiccup with that, Vic. They did it vice versa. They sent a whole bunch of people to the arena to the fire hall, and the fire hall to the arena. I was one of them that got sent there. They had some errors on printing the cards, so they did have a big glitch for a handful, quite a big, large number of people. You're right.
The reason why I'm asking, Laura, is because if they did, and they pick alternate sites, if we knew ahead of time, we could tell them, hey, this site isn't safe for a person with a disability. You know, like.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's what I'm
when
getting,
it
like,
gets to
it's
provincial.
a small fix right now for
Yeah.
Vic's issue.
No, for sure. Once it gets to that level, unfortunately, they kind of just do what they want. I can tell you that for our municipal election next year, the clerk's department runs that, and we've picked sites that are accessibly friendly and just overall accessible, and that you won't like the fire hall. They're pretty good. I know that the doors are a little bit different there, but we've got a big accessible policy for our election, and that'll come into play next year.
Well, the one thing here about the town, I never go vote outside. I use the telephone voting.
Well, yes, we'll have the cards,
Which
and
I think
that's
is
why
phenomenal.
that's a big thing. You don't have to leave your home for our election. You can do it from your computer.
Okay, who's next, Laura?
I've got Al.
Oh, just to echo what Mark said about the groundbreaking for the library Twin Pad Arena. I was pleased to be there. It was a great activity, and to hear the support from Zancor, it's wonderful. Also, regarding the library, watch for the bookmobile. It may be retired soon for the winter, but next spring, because it's being fitted with an awning, that will make it very attractive for people to sit under for programming, all kinds of things. And happy to say that the Friends of the Library donated to that so that the awning could be put on the bookmobile. Great things happening. Kudos to the council for all the activities, the library complex, the beachfront development, the casino development, 3 major things in this term. So congratulations to Mark and his fellow councillors and our mayor.
Thank you. And you know what? I appreciate everything you've done on our committee. You've been a tremendous input. And I want to personally thank people today. I've neglected in doing that. So I want to thank you for everything you've done on this committee so far. And I expect big things out of you still.
Thank you. Thank you, Fred.
You're welcome.
We'll jump down to John next.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add today. Thank you.
John, I just want to thank you for taking the meeting last time for me.
Yes.
And you've been a tremendous support on this committee as well. I
Yeah,
haven't
thanks,
thanked
Fred.
this
You're
committee.
a hard act to follow, I'll tell you. So
No, you know what? I haven't thanked this committee in years, and I just want to really thank you guys. And I think next time we meet in person, I see a dozen donuts coming.
Only if we meet at the,
Okay, Laura.
Jen.
I don't really have anything else to add, but except I like Boston cream.
Okay.
So then Fred,
I'll bring that. Well, no, our first meeting together, I'll bring a dozen donuts. And Jen, once again with you, thank you so much, especially on this committee you're on for the province. And you're just a tremendous person to have on the committee. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much, Jen.
Well, thank you. And we all look up to all the knowledge you have as well. So thanks for being our leader.
Thanks, Jen.
So it's over to
I think
you.
Mark's next, right?
Mark gave a committee his counselor update. So unless he has more in the last couple minutes, it's over to you and Michelle.
Okay, I got 2 things. One is accessible related, and one isn't. If anybody is a big Avengers fan or have grandkids or kids, Yorkdale's got an Avengers thing going on right now.
Avenger Station.
That's a big station. It's $25 to get in. Well worth it. We celebrated Daughter's Day a couple weeks ago. It was Daughter Day was in September, and September 26th, I think. And we took Valerie. It was well worth the money. So if anybody is they've had some stuff that was used in movies, some stuff that wasn't used in movies. It takes about an hour and a half to go through it. But if you're a big Avengers fan, that's great. The other thing, I don't know if I've ever touched on it. I have an access card, and it costs you $25 for 5 years, but you save a lot of money. Like Valerie didn't have to pay to get into the Avengers theme because she was my assistant. She helps me, right? If you go on the GO train, your assistant gets in free. The CN Tower, Casa Loma, the art gallery, the aquarium. So you use it once and you've got your $25 back. She can tell you how to put it on, how to get it online, but it's $25. It lasts 5 years. And all you have to do is show your card and your assistant gets in free. So if, let's say, when we went to the Avengers thing, Michelle and I, we paid, but Valerie didn't pay the $25. So just that Avengers thing alone, we got our money back for the $25 fee. Otherwise, I think that's it. I think, Laura, I just want to thank you too. I'm just thanking everybody.
Oh, Vic.
Without you, I couldn't do it.
You're welcome.
And I look forward to working with you more.
Of course.
I just couldn't do run this committee without your support and help, Laura. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm honored to work with all of you as well.
And the same thing with Mark. I want to thank Mark from the bottom of my heart. He reaches out to me a lot and asks me how I'm doing, that kind of stuff. I owe him a coffee, which I've been too cheap to buy him, but we're going to meet up at Starbucks. And Mark has just been phenomenal from when we did the collecting for the food bank, when he worked for the OPP or anything like that. I just can't thank this committee enough for everything they've done for me. This year on Thanksgiving, the Ontario government is asking everybody if they can have their Thanksgiving dinner outside. It'd be a lot safer than indoors. And you're allowed a maximum of 25 people in the house or 100 people outside the house. So Michelle's next. Thank you, everybody. And I look forward to working many years with you guys more.
Thanks. I think
Michelle,
Vic
you're
wants
up.
to jump in for a second, Fred.
Something came to mind that I was going to ask about. Last year, we went to Barrie to check out a special elevator. Like, for example, somebody can't get to the stage.
Yep.
They use this elevator. Did we ever buy that?
We did. Sorry. Yes. We did buy it. It's at the Recplex, and because we haven't had any town events, unfortunately, we haven't really had an opportunity to use it yet. But we will be offering our local municipalities an opportunity to rent it if they need it as well, so that we can share that benefit to the other communities. So yes, we do have it.
I didn't know what happened to it, if we went got it or was canceled.
And
I think we bought it
follow up
shortly.
on that.
Yeah, we bought it shortly after we saw it. A couple
We did.
months
Yeah, we
later.
ended up getting it not too long after. But John, do you want to add to that?
Not to that, but I wanted to echo Fred's comments about Mark and his commitment to the committee. Being on the committee as long as Fred and seems like forever. We have had other councillors on the committee, and no one in the past has given it the effort that you have, Mark. So I think it's really much appreciated.
You guys are making me blush.
So sorry, Michelle, we'll go back to you.
I have to agree with John about Mark. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Sorry I
he's all
missed
right.
the last meeting. And where they're digging up all that stuff, is that where the casino's gonna be? By the,
Out at the beach
Across the
roundabout.
yeah,
The
Oh,
location.
Laura, it's gonna be where the old slides were, right? The water park?
The casino?
Yeah, no.
No,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking, sorry. Go on, Michelle. Idiot.
Oh.
I'm an idiot.
No, it's okay.
I was talking about the Twin Pass. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking.
the Twin, yeah, the arena will be located by where the old, where the Chamber of Commerce used to be, is no longer there anymore. I'm sure everybody might have seen the pictures that the fire department did that training. But the casino will be out at the roundabout, Michelle, so towards
oh,
the
okay.
town by Collingwood side.
So where's the Costco going? There's a new Costco coming to Wasaga.
Not that I know about, Mark. I
No.
don't know if, I don't think we've seen any applications for that yet. I've heard rumors in the
Yeah.
community, but once we see something on paper, that'll be a little different, I think.
Okay. Anything else, Michelle?
And thank you, Laura, for everything you've done. You've been super.
You're very welcome, guys.
And
That's it.
before we adjourn, I do have one other thing. I've had a couple of complaints about the new garbage bins. And people that are in wheelchairs, and it's actually come to the county accessibility committee. People in wheelchairs are afraid they're not gonna be able to manage the big bins down to the road. So is there gonna be a contingency plan on the beach, or what are we gonna
I
do with
believe
that?
the county just called a special meeting, I think, about the bins that's coming up. I think that they're gonna review something, but again, as of right now, the program is still the program. November 2nd, bins have been delivered. If things change, I don't know if Mark, you know something else, but yes, they did offer some information sessions. I think Vic joined one, and they do have like a Q&A page, and they have a resource person if you need to speak to somebody. But Mark, do you want to add in anything?
Thank you, Laura, and through Fred. No, I don't have any insight, but I know our deputy mayor and our mayor sits on county council.
Yep.
So we might be able to get some insight from those two individuals.
Yes, and I think they did call that special meeting at the county level is what I've heard. So I think that's the on the agenda is the revisiting the bins or talking about them further. Vic, did you?
Seeing everybody.
I was just going to bring up the fact that I live in a retirement community here. And we've signed petitions, and we were told by the property manager.
Sorry, Vic, can you speak up? I can't hear you. I'm hearing impaired too.
Sorry there, Fred. Okay, I was just saying that we've signed a petition, first of all, about this, but we were told by our property manager to talk to somebody in the Simcoe area that there's 2 towns. I think one is Alliston. I don't remember the second one, where they're doing a trial run, and for 6 months. And then after 6 months, they're gonna see what all the problems that have been.
Yes, they have been doing that. I think, was it like Uxbridge or Markham or something like that? They did a trial run. They had done it, which is why they implemented it in our community, in our county. But again, I think they're looking at the new things they're hearing about, like yourself, Vic, anybody living in like lifestyle communities, that I don't know if they've accounted for that smaller, maybe driveway access or property access. So again, I think a meeting is coming up. I will, of course, forward anything new I hear. But as of right now, Fred, it is still a status quo program that's rolling out, to my knowledge, November 2nd. Again, everybody check, because I know they're changing garbage and recycling days too. So if you haven't looked
Yeah,
already.
we're going from Friday to Wednesday.
Yes, same here.
So Mark, will you get the, sorry for cutting you off, Laura. When I get a thought in my mind, I gotta, Mark, when this meeting is done with the special meeting they're having, will you get the results where you can bring it back to our committee, or will Laura get it?
I will get it.
Okay, so then you could report back on it for us?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've already made note to the mayor and deputy mayor that if they do hear about that, to let me know so I can update you guys, because I think that was their special meeting. So they know to let me know.
Because Laura, it is a big issue, because anybody who's got MS,
Yep. I've seen
Or,
lots of
you know,
lots of discussions
strokes,
for
and
sure.
having trouble walking, dragging that big bin, like when I saw ours, it's huge. When that's full, it's gonna weigh a lot. It's gonna weigh a lot.
Absolutely. Vic?
So,
Laura,
But
it says
then
that
how
you
wide-
have to put them 2 feet apart. So
No?
I know in our driveway, like we share a common driveway, if my neighbor and I put them out, we couldn't get our cars out.
you
Mhm.
can't
In other
shut-
words,
you have to
Exactly,
lift it
and
up.
that's where, like, the
driveway,
lift
if
trucks-
it's all 3 bins at one time, I don't know yet. Like,
So it's gotta be 2 feet apart.
We're
the
probably
bin?
Yeah,
gonna,
because-
they're probably gonna come back with some information
Oh,
and
that.
some.
yeah, when it's the machine goes right to them and lifts them up, so there's gotta be space.
Between
They don't
them.
Bang against each other.
Yep, for sure. I think there's gonna be a learning curve and a lot of new information to come forward. So anything I hear differently, I'll put on a future agenda for sure.
Great. Okay, Laura, when's our next meeting?
No, Thursday, November 4th, 10 a.m.
Okay. And you'll let us know if it's gonna be like this or not in person, right?
I will. I don't anticipate any change. I can almost guarantee we'll still be a Zoom, because even if we were to decide something, it wouldn't go into effect until after that, but it will
Okay.
most likely fully be Zoom still, yes.
You gotta remember, there's a dozen donuts on the line here.
Yeah, well, we take deliveries. Everybody wants to give me their address, Greg will deliver.
I gotta give them in person. Okay, once again, thank you, everybody else.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
It's
Thanks,
happy
Fred.
Thanksgiving. It's
Happy
10:01.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
In my hour.
10:01,
11:01.
11:01. Sorry, Vic, did you say something?
Nope.
Was
Okay.
Mark.
Everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Please be safe, social distance, wash your hands.
And I think this committee is so good.
We
It's
do
only
all-
as good as
people-
Laura and them are.
The people on it are wonderful.
Okay, good night, Laura. Have a good weekend, Laura, okay?
See you everybody later.
Be safe, guys.
Bye.
Okay, good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a good weekend.
You too.